But we're going to begin with potential new trouble for the economy ahead following the worst day for stocks since June of 2020. The major markets all plunged yesterday, with the Nasdaq down the most, more than 5%, all because a key government report showed less improvement in the fight against inflation than expected. At the same time, there is a looming threat of a railway strike, which could have a big impact on supply chains. Ed O'Keefe is following it all for us at the White House. Ed, the president cannot be happy about any of it. Good morning.
No, he cannot. Tony, good morning. That inflation report dashes hopes of a quicker economic rebound. And while the stock market goes up and down all the time, this one-day drop for most indexes was the biggest since the early months of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Even though the average price of gas is down 26 cents in the last month, other prices aren't falling. Government figures show groceries climbing more than 13% on average, electricity spiking nearly 16%, and rent up nearly 7% over the last year. Those high prices, plus the likelihood the Federal Reserve will raise interest rates again, sent the markets tumbling. Just as the president and Democrats were celebrating passage of their Inflation Reduction Act.
A single most important legislation passed in the Congress to combat inflation, and one of the most significant laws in our nation's history, in my view.
The new law provides funding to fight climate change, ease health care costs, and hike taxes on big corporations. But it does nothing to address short-term price hikes. The president said last night he isn't worried.
The stock market doesn't necessarily reflect the state of the economy. I think we're going to be fine.
Republicans disagree.
These numbers are staggering, and the White House seems to be just in absolute denial.
And now Washington is preparing for another development that could slam the brakes on an economic rebound. Nearly 30% of all U.S. freight shipments could be halted by Friday if the nation's railroads can't cut a deal with unions at odds over sick time and attendance policies.
One of the last things we need is more difficulties in getting agriculture, commodities, and food.
Amtrak is preemptively canceling long-haul service on affected tracks, and some commuter rail lines are warning customers, make alternative plans beginning Friday.
The effects of it compound very quickly over the course of even a few days. So things that you're used to getting all of a sudden sort of aren't there anymore on a grocery shelf.
Now, while the economy and inflation remain the top issues of concern for voters, we've noticed abortion rights has also become a big concern. And that's what was so curious about what Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina proposed yesterday. He's unveiled a proposed national ban on abortion rights. His bill would ban the procedure after 15 weeks of pregnancy, with rare exceptions. It has no chance of becoming law as long as Democrats control Congress. And when asked, even Minority Leader Mitch McConnell wouldn't commit to holding a vote on the proposal if the GOP retakes Senate control. He noted most Republican senators believe each state, not the federal government, should determine what to do about abortion. And, of course, he's seen the polls that show a majority of Americans do not support a national ban on abortion rights. Tony?
Abortion, big issue on the campaign trail this year, but, of course, the economy is as well. Ed, thank you very much.